Hey guys, welcome back to Off Air. I'm Lindsay, that's Jace, and we're back twice in 2 weeks, which is pretty much a record for us.
It's got to be. This is the third episode, so it definitely is,
There was like a 2-month hiatus between episode 1 and episode 2, and now we're back-to-back weeks.
Hey, let's make it 3.
Hey, it is 9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock. I just got done working basketball. We were trying to make this work, and
gotta do what we gotta do. Holidays are coming soon, and
literally,
it's a crazy time.
Wearing the Cowboys polo, just got back from work out here.
Not me. I can't deny that I was laying in bed right before this. Got up, plugged in my little light, plugged in my computer. I said, okay, shut my door. I said, I'm going to go record the podcast. Bye.
Bye. We'll see y'all later.
Bye. It's the time, there's so much to talk about. How can we not film back-to-back weeks,
Absolutely. Main thing we're starting off with, college football playoff starting tomorrow. Lindsay, did you make a bracket for it?
I did not. I'm not a bracket maker.
Do you do March Madness?
Not really, no.
Not really? Okay.
Because I don't like to know I'm wrong.
Ooh, okay.
I don't want it to be a visual thing. So, I'll hype up Ole Miss all day. If they go and get their asses handed to them this week, do I need the proof on ESPN telling me that I was wrong?
No. I know they were wrong.
Nope, but Jace does.
Yep, I do. I made a bracket. One of my brackets, I have the Red Raiders going all the way, like I mentioned.
1? How many do you have?
3.
How many fantasy football leagues are you in?
1, actually 1. And I'm thinking about leaving fantasy football next year. I can't do it. It drives me up a wall because I'm like...
I play with a bunch of grown men, so...
Yeah, I'm like,
takes over the world.
Well, actually, 2 of my brackets are Texas Tech. One of them is at work. We did paper ones for our office, and the winner gets a candy bar or some shit. I don't know. And then my other bracket has Indiana. I believe in the Hoosiers. I don't know why I believe in the Hoosiers. And, we talked about Ole Miss. I got Ole Miss in the CFP semifinals in one of them.
Losing to
Ohio State.
Interesting.
So that means they beat Tulane and they beat Georgia. Here's my thing.
Which I think are both possible things.
Anybody but Georgia is how I go about it. Anybody but Georgia. I don't know what it is. I respect Kirby Smart. I just can't stand Georgia. I don't know why. And my family that are Georgia fans, I'm so sorry. I love you guys, but anybody but Georgia this year. And,
really?
I normally don't pick against the Buckeyes. But I did pick against the Buckeyes this year. So a little interest in there.
You have Ohio State not winning at all in any of your brackets.
None of it. I have them in the semis, but I don't have them winning it.
I could see them. I do see your little fire behind Texas Tech. After last week, I was like, okay, let me look into it. And I was like, okay.
That mustache group of the linebackers, they are a problem. Problem. Jacob Rodriguez is a problem.
So bad. It's so bad. Thank goodness they all wear helmets.
I did the mustache there for a while.
No one should be doing the mustache. And I mean that with my whole heart. No one should be doing the mustache.
Yeah, I found out that the mustache just ain't your boy's thing. So
it's here we are. I mean this should be a compliment to you. I don't think it's anyone's thing. So don't take it to heart,
Hey, there are some
but I don't know if the mustaches alone are going to send the Raiders all the way to
I'll admit, Paul Skeens can rock a mustache, but he's also one of the highest paid baseball players there is right now. And he's with Livy Dunn. And he's with Livy Dunn. So bro, you win, all right?
In life, 1,000%.
Games kick off tomorrow. Tomorrow it starts off in Norman. You get Alabama, Oklahoma. I did pick Oklahoma to beat Alabama. Once again, anybody but Bama.
And all the games, all your little brackets?
All my little brackets.
I don't disagree with that.
However, I also think Alabama's going to be distracted with the whole Kalen DeBoer thing at Michigan.
I don't think that's a legit thing, though.
But Kenny Dillingham already pulled his name out. He said, I'm not going nowhere.
Kenny
So if you're-
Dillingham had to, because the state of Arizona was losing its damn mind last week. Okay. For those
Yeah.
that don't know, I live in Arizona. I'm an ASU alumni. I texted Jace, I don't remember what day it was, and I said, I need you to just listen to the whispers. But his whispers were wrong, and I think my whispers were right. 'Cause
So
there's just
I
no
called.
way.
So I have contacts in college sports naturally. I called my guy at Arizona State. I was like, "What can you tell me about Kenny Dillingham?" He goes, "From what I know, more than likely Dillingham's gone." So I text Lindsay. I say, "Hey, what I'm hearing is Kenny Dillingham's out." Then, not even 2 hours later, Dillingham at a press conference and is like, "Yeah, I'm not going nowhere." And it's like, whoa.
It was the whole thing with like they had delayed practice, and it was
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, this is it. But if you like, which like even I fell into it, so I'm a little like, "Ugh, I need to trust my gut a little bit more." But they had delayed practice the day before also because their team has shrunk so much heading into the bowl game, like because you can obviously opt out, and that they were like, we need to save our guys. And so then they were like, it was a Sunday morning and they had a 9 a.m. practice, and they were like, let's push it back. But also, I think it was a media strategy.
I mean,
What are we
hey,
pushing it back for? Come
yeah,
on.
play the game, I guess, you know?
Like, I mean, and then his press conference, I can't listen to it because it's like, obviously living in Arizona, your whole Twitter feed is Arizona media all the time about the same exact things. I mean, the man was crying.
Right.
Like, I think if you know, at the end of the day, it is a business and it's all money.
Absolutely.
But I think there are certain people like Kenny Dillingham where it might not be about the money. Like, he went to ASU, his wife went to ASU. Like, this has always been the goal for him. And like, he's young. So to be a head coach at
Michigan.
Right. Like,
Right.
you could, move on up, but also like, are you moving up if you're moving into a fire?
Right.
Like, that school is, we haven't heard much the last 4 days.
No, and I'm not hearing
But-
anything from any of my people out there in Arizona because I got contacts in the Arizona media. I'm like, what are you hearing? They're like, we got nothing. Literally, we have nothing.
I think Kenny said for a long time he's not going anywhere. I think this will finally make people kind of believe. But the fans were freaking out. They were let's go to practice. Because weekend practices at ASU are open to the public. And so it's like,
right.
Let's come up, show him support. And I was like, if he's being offered this X amount of money, you think showing up and supporting him is going to make him change his mind?
Nope.
He's got children to support.
Absolutely. He's got a family too. So following the Alabama-Oklahoma game, the first game of the day on Saturday will be Texas A&M Miami in Aggie Land. I think A&M is one of the better teams in the playoff for how low they're ranked. Obviously, losing to Texas didn't help that, but I don't think Miami should have been in the playoff. We talked about that last week. Miami should not have been in the playoff. So I think A&M is going to steamroll them there. The next game that day
I'm rooting for A&M hard.
Oh, 100%.
Which we'll get into their volleyball team later, but
right.
To have two schools, like one school that has two teams fighting for a national championship right now, I'm like, shocked that you're in both, kind of. So it's crazy.
And I don't like Carson Beck, so there's that too.
There's that then.
And then there's the Cinderella story that a lot of people want. The Ole Miss Rebels taking on the Tulane Green Wave at 1:30 in Oxford. Lindsay and I voiced our opinions. We're riding the Rebels as much as we can in that one.
Back in the Rebels hardcore. I told my dad that if you're rooting against the Rebels on Saturday, we're going to have an issue.
Which the Rebels is an interesting thing because Trinidad Chablis, the quarterback at Ole Miss, has been very open about the fact that he's not going anywhere. AT&T even made a commercial about it, how he was transferring from whatever phone line to AT&T, and his buddy on the commercial goes, "Man, you had me for a second." He goes, "What do you think I was talking about?" Trinidad Chablis, reports are coming out that he will enter the transfer portal following the playoff.
I feel the same way about that I feel about Kenny. And like, you don't owe, just because you got a commercial, just because you've been saying, like, he wants his fans to feel, he wants the school, everyone to be confident in him right now heading into playoffs, that he's not,
Right.
but like if you got to go somewhere else because you went for the coach and the coach is no longer there, that's unfortunately so normal.
And LSU is the front runner if he was to enter the portal. But there's another quarterback. We'll go back to Arizona State. Sam Leavitt is also predicted to jump in the portal, and the front runner for them is LSU.
He's, in my humble opinion, that has no sources to back this up. Please, Doug Tamaru, don't come for me. He's diving into the portal, diving headfirst, and I mean, as he should. I mean, he's an incredible player. His season was cut so short. It was so unfortunate to watch. Jeff Sims is great. I think he needs a little bit more fine tuning, but I mean, like, I know everyone says like, oh my gosh, in the era of football today, like the transfer portal is like the worst thing to happen, and it's so. And in some respects, yes. When it comes to NIL and like how players go for the money, yes. But like, you also have to go with where's going to give you the best chance to continue this lifelong dream you've been working for since you were in Pee Wee football.
Absolutely. And Jeff Sims being good is a hot take in my opinion. If I could throw up like a fire emoji on the screen right now, I would.
I mean, no, I watched that last game. I don't disagree.
Yeah, he's a sixth-year quarterback who was decent at Georgia Tech, awful at Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what you want to call it at Arizona State, but like,
I mean, but he had one game where he broke the record. His jersey's now hanging in like the trophy hall. And then I watched the Arizona game and I'm like,
what is this?
Body switch?
Yeah.
Am I on the field right now playing QB? Like, I'm so confused. I'm confused. But also, that's a lot of pressure. And at first I didn't know how old he was. And then I looked it up and I was like, why are you played at Nebraska. Why are you succumbing to the pressure?
Colorado, when we played him at Nebraska, I was kind of worried because running quarterback from Georgia Tech, Colorado, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter who the dang head coach is. We cannot stop a running quarterback. Been like that for 22 freaking years. Drives me up a wall. But Colorado, they've got a bunch of dudes jumping in the portal. I've already cried about that. We'll deal with that later. Then the final game.
Jumping in the portal or no?
No, thank God. We got a new OC. We got a new OC. Thank you, Jesus. And then the final game of the first round. I'm so sorry for James Madison. Dear God, help those lads because they got to go ahead.
I saw this tweet today of them at their send off, like, schools do the send off thing and they're all in their buses. And it was like JMU football heads to Eugene. Right. And someone quote tweets it and goes, they must be really trying to save their money if they're having them bus all the way. And I was just like, oh, that poor school. I was like, oh my God. And someone reposted that with the video of the plane taking off. And I was like, oh my God.
Like, hey, I love James Madison. And, I loved when Game Day went there a few years back. That was super cool. Mm-hmm. But what they've done in 2 years as
amazing.
As an FBS program is awesome. I'm just so sorry that they were like, you know what? Screw y'all. Go to Eugene of all places and play your first round playoff game.
It's the controversy of letting them in.
Right.
You let them in and then you send them to the slaughter. At least give someone that has a chance. And now if we are wrong, please
blast me on every social media there is. I'm here for it because it would be really cool. It would be really cool. And if James Madison pulls that off, Texas Tech, watch out. Watch out, Texas Tech. If that happens, watch out. Because now they're hot. Don't let teams get hot.
I don't know if that's going to. I mean, I guess if it happens in a first round and then, their team has a bye and this team's coming in and they're hot. Okay.
Right.
But also, it's only going to get better from there. Like, I mean, Oregon's a good team. Eugene's a horrendous place to play. If they can tune that out, like, I doubt they've ever played in front of a crowd that big.
Nope, not a chance.
Like, that's
Not
going
a
to scare
chance.
them. They're going to
Yeah.
be scared.
And, while we're on the topic of the group of 5 teams of James Madison, well, group of 6 when the Pac-12 comes back, Nick Saban made a statement today that he feels that
Nicky.
group of 5 teams should not be allowed in the playoff.
Oh, I saw that.
He thinks that there should be something else for him, almost like an NIT type of deal. And it's
Field
interesting.
participation trophy?
Right. It's interesting because you throw that in there, but you also then you have teams like a few years back when Cincinnati got put in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Saban was loving that because now his boys basically have a bye week before the national championship. They go out there and they just slaughter Cincinnati at Jerry's World.
I think there's so many, I see on one hand what he's saying, because I feel like it's kind of similar to what we're saying of like,
right,
you're taking this team and you're sending them to slaughter and they do all this prep, all this stuff just to be cut the first week. Okay.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what do you give them?
Right.
Like, I already don't really understand the purpose of like a non-playoff bowl game of like, why are we doing this? Like, this is really just prolonging it all when it, like, I love college football. I'm not complaining, but like,
right.
Why are we prolonging this if
Right.
there's nothing we're getting out of it?
Absolutely.
Like, you can't, what else are you going to get? NIT, like, it's the losers tournament.
Exactly.
So, like, if you win, don't go in the losers tournament. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
win it. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
so
like the NIT.
A lot of people are looking at this as a bye week for Oregon. They're going to go out there. I mean, look at the teams Oregon has to play.
That is the most toxic mindset to have.
Yeah, Ohio State, Indiana, every Big Ten team there is, they're going to be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else on the field when they play James Madison. But we've seen this before. Appalachian State at Michigan. Appalachian State at Texas A&M. Like, we've seen this happen. So, Oregon, don't overlook it. And if James Madison pulls that off, Texas Tech, watch out. Watch out.
What I think is, like, it's just, like, funny, like, when coaches like Saban make these comments when it's like, you look at what happened last year where no team with a first round bye made it. So, like, you think about that and it's like, okay, these teams should be, those teams with a first round bye should be moving on. Those are the better equipped teams. And they don't. So it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why cut out our little man?
First round bye is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think
I'd be scared to have a first round bye.
Yeah, James Madison and Tulane, you guys can thank Boise State for screwing you guys over. They had a first round bye last year as a group of 5 and got smoked by Penn State.
So bad.
So I was okay with it personally, but we won't get into my vendetta against Boise State.
What school don't you have a vendetta against?
Wyoming.
No one has a vendetta. It's Wyoming.
Ohio State.
I don't even know where Wyoming is on the map.
I kind of have a vendetta against Texas Tech, but I still picked them to win it. So switching gears, we're going to switch into basketball talk. Basketball non-conference.
Everyone.
Yeah, I still hate everybody there too. But there's a hater. Get him. Basketball non-conference is ending at the Division I level. Division II, we started conference play a couple weeks ago, which is really weird because we're in non-conference play right now. Actually, we played a non-conference game tonight, and our women's team plays in a non-conference tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, you were saying that, and I'm like, I'm so confused because then when does your season end? I mean, obviously you guys have a different kind of like tournament, but like,
right. Yeah, so I didn't really think that part through when we talked about this at the beginning of the show, but that's fine.
So you're still in non-conference?
Well, we've started conference play, and now we're playing mid-conference, non-conference games.
When does your season end? March?
Yes, I have no idea. I think
that
March.
Makes no sense to me. That's so crazy.
I think it's
like
in March.
We're all still in I mean, I say we're like I'm on the court. Like in non-conference, I don't know. I lived in 3 college towns, and everyone's still in non-conference.
Yeah, we So what's really weird at the Division II level, sometimes you have to play teams that are in your conference and count them as non-conference games because there's not
Because there's
enough.
just not enough.
So like
Interesting.
Tuesday, Highlands, New Mexico Highlands, we went to Western Colorado in Gunnison, Colorado, played them in a non-conference game, won. Tonight we played a team out of another conference, non-conference, won that one. And Saturday we played Colorado Christian here in Las Vegas, New Mexico, who's out of Denver, that's in our conference as a non-conference game.
So it's just to get experience, but it just doesn't count.
It's to get games, basically.
Yeah.
And in the volleyball world, we play what are called pod games. So you play two teams out of your conference, but they don't count towards your conference record.
Do they count against your overall?
Yeah, and these conference games that we're playing also do for basketball. It's a weird situation.
Does it affect your, I guess in volleyball more than, does it affect their like overall like RPI and everything of getting into the tournament?
Yep, everything. Except for your conference record. So like we played
really at the end of the day means like nothing.
Right. So we played Fort Lewis out of Durango 3 times this season. Once in a round robin. Once in a round robin tournament that didn't count towards our conference record. Once in a pod that didn't count towards our conference record, and then once for conference record.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm writing for the Fred Stabley writing contest of the CSE, the COSIDA, so for those of you who don't know, there's a writing contest, Jason entering, whoop-de-doo. Okay, cool. And I did a season recap on the volleyball team because this was like a really good season for them. It was like the most wins we had since 2012. And I was like, dang, we played Fort Lewis 3 times. And like I knew that. So I asked, one of the quotes I got from a coach was, how weird was it to play a conference team 3 times and only 1 game count towards conference? And she was like, it's the weirdest thing I've ever been a part of. Okay. So here we are.
That is so crazy to me. Like coming from someone that worked for a volleyball team at the D1 level, like in non-conference, we play like, or ASU would play like Wichita State.
Right.
Or I mean like Point Loma. Like you play a lower level, conference and like clearly, and then that's how you get your RPI up, but also if it's a lower level, your RPI isn't as high, which is why we also played Penn State, who at the time was number 2, and when they swept them, it was like, holy crap.
Right.
That's so crazy. So then it's that similarly with basketball, but your guys' season is still the same length, but then you guys do have like a tournament in March, right?
Yeah, so we have the tournament. So your conference tournament starts like beginning of March.
You guys do conference tournaments.
And then you go into the regular tournament.
See, I didn't know. So I didn't know at first that all schools didn't do a conference tournament because like NAU obviously does to get the AQ, but ASU does. I mean, basketball I guess does, but
and like most, you have to win your conference to get in, and then sometimes you're that at-large bid, so kind of plays into effect there. Like last year, our women's team made the tournament. First time they'd made the tournament since like 2012. And they ended up having to play the number 1 seed Colorado Mesa, who that was
they made your conference tournament, or they made
the conference tournament and had to go play the host team first game out of the gate, and it was like
standard. Yeah,
you want to talk about the slaughter? Like, oh my god.
Well, and that's the hardest thing I think about schools that have. We've gone so off topic, but schools that have like the conference tournaments, because in my head, if you win the conference, like you should okay. So like the only example I can think of right now is like NAU volleyball won the Big Sky Conference. Then they have to go to the Big Sky tournament and win the conference tournament to go to the NCAA tournament, and they end up losing in 5 in the second round. And I'm like,
yeah.
But ASU won the Big 12, gets the AQ, goes in, right? XYZ, and it's just like, I feel like there has to be a better way to do that, because it's like, yes, I get it, lower level teams, but like if we make it everyone that wins their conference gets to go in, and then you also get the, the free picks of 16 or whatever based on RPI and whatever, it's like, makes no sense to me.
Right. Speaking of FCS real quick, I know we're totally off topic, but you guys know that this is how it works. So there's two things. Did you see the ticket prices for Montana State? They're higher than some of the FBS playoff game tickets.
Because, okay, as a Big Sky alumni, that's huge. I mean, like, the fact of how the FCS playoffs are so jank this year, because, I mean, it's awesome because North Dakota and South Dakota aren't in it, and everyone's, like, losing their minds, and Illinois State beat Davis. It's a whole thing, right? And so it's, like, for them to be back up again, I believe in Bozeman again. Oh, my God. I mean, these Montana fans are insanity. Like, they're scary.
It
they
is
wave
in Bozeman.
Like so they wave like skinned the animal, whatever I cannot think of it.
Grizzly bear, yeah.
And like there was a video of someone like a skinned coyote. They're like waving it in the air. What?
I have a friend who she's currently at Weber State, which is the second FCS topic I'll talk about, but she's from Montana. And she grew up Montana State, but she played softball, and the only program that has softball in Montana is Montana.
Yes. Yeah.
But she told me if there's you got a bucket list of games, like Army Navy's on there, a night game at Death Valley's on there, you know. She said Montana State's one you got to go to.
I've heard it's incredible, and I've heard it's also just like it's just so cool. It's like it's an in-state rivalry. It's not like your weird, cross. It's like a FCS level. I think of like, South Dakota, North Dakota, Davis, Sacramento State. Like those are huge because you don't have a lot of like, and like football in Montana, like what else do you have? Sorry, no offense, Montana. But like truly,
that's fair.
Like they live and breathe for this season. And so to have it once a year, right? And then for the way the game ended up this year, like winning on the road, huge. And then now they're back. Right. And it's like, I didn't know, I had asked my boyfriend who's a coach at the FCS level. I didn't know that you could eventually still end up playing your conference rival again.
Yep.
So I was like, I saw the post and I like sent it to him. And I was like, is this correct?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this seems like, and he's like, nope, that's how it works. I was like,
okay.
You'd think you wouldn't. Like in volleyball, when you're in the tournament, you don't play a conference rival.
Right.
Unless, I guess, you're in the national championship, it just so happens. But like you wouldn't until that level.
Right. And, sticking with the FCS, this was a surprise hire today. Weber State hires Eric Kajar. Eric Kajar is the head coach at Corner Canyon High School in Utah, which is the top high school in Utah for football. Players that have gone there, I'll give them to you. Zach Wilson, Puka Nacua. Players like that have gone to Corner Canyon. And they hired a high school coach. Colorado's almost done that. Colorado dang near hired Dave Logan, who's a Colorado coaching legend in Colorado high school football. If it works, it works.
Weber used to be such a force. And then the last 2 seasons, they've fallen off clearly. And I think they almost need a rebuild.
Yep.
And high school coach is really low to go. But also, it is a school in Utah. Utah is a very, sow their oats, right? Like a lot of people don't leave Utah. If you can't go to BYU, you're going to go to, Utah State. You're going to go to Weber. You're going to go to Utah Valley. Right. So it's keep it in the family is almost how I view it. And I'm not shocked at that at all. It's kind of interesting just to be like, wait, they did what? Yeah. But you're going for a rebuild.
And this guy knows how to win.
That's the thing.
That's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see if winning at the high school level and winning at the college level is very different.
Very different, yep.
You think about high school, okay, you have a senior playing against freshmen. Okay, that size difference is not that crazy.
No.
You have an 18-year-old versus a 26-year-old.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how he works, like the portal and the recruiting and all that. I'm gonna keep an eye on Weber State for sure and how
I'll
they
be
do
interested
that.
to see how many of their roster is from Utah next year.
Yep, exactly.
Because I bet you it's
Oh yeah.
astronomical.
So heading into volleyball, Lindsay, what you got? Tourney upset in volleyball?
Look, no one will listen to me talk about it, which is why we have a podcast to talk about things that no one will listen to me talk about. It's insanity what's going on. Now, most people don't follow NCAA volleyball. I didn't until I worked for a team. I mean, we had our first upset, our Cinderella, Cal Poly, beat BYU and USC to go to the Sweet 16. Then they get killed, demolished by Nebraska, dead. Whatever. Long story short, now we're in the Final Four. As of tonight, it's Pitt. It was Pitt against A&M, and then it was Wisconsin and
Kentucky.
Okay. A&M being in the Final Four is honestly the wildest thing I've ever seen. Watching them beat Nebraska last week, undefeated Nebraska. They hadn't lost a set in 29 sets.
Yep.
And they gave them 3 in a row, I want to say. I want to say it was a sweep. Or it was 3-1.
3-2. 3-2. They went 5.
Okay. Because tonight, they swept Pitt, and Pitt hasn't been swept all season. And it's also just like, we played at, my final year at ASU, A&M came, ASU hosted, A&M came, played, they made it to the round of 32. A&M beat ASU in 4. And it was like the most devastating thing because then they lost the next round. Because you're like, what the heck is going on? To see them now, like, I'm not an A&M fan personally. I have friends who have played there, just not a fan. But to see what they're doing and what their head coach is doing is just insane. Like these teams that have, it's kind of disappointing. You feel kind of bad for the Nebraskas, the Pitts. I know you don't for Nebraska. What Nebraska has done this season is insane.
Yeah.
And then to watch them lose to A&M, you're like, what happened? Like, where did you come from? What are you feeding them? Will they win it all? Lord, I hope not. I'm kind of rooting for Wisconsin. Okay. I don't know who won tonight. I haven't checked yet.
It's 2-2 in the 5th set.
So Wisconsin has an insane player, Mimi Collier. She went to my high school. She played at Oregon, transferred when their coach left, and then has just been an absolute beast this year. She's like an AVCA finalist. Like, she's insane.
Oh, wow.
But I could talk about volleyball all day. But yeah, A&M is just, I mean, I think more people are tuning in now because it's like, wait, everyone just assumed. We all just assumed. I assumed Nebraska would win. And I was like, I'm kind of over it. I kind of lost interest. Once ASU lost to Creighton last week, didn't care. Now, I'm a little more tuned in. And they play on Saturday. Doesn't A&M play on Saturday as well? Or is it Sunday, I think we play. Volleyball might be Sunday.
Sunday. It's Sunday, the 21st. 21st on Sunday.
Volleyball?
Yep, is volleyball. And then A&M football is on Saturday.
Oh my gosh, it's a big weekend for A&M. Also, just the fact that football and volleyball are both vying for a national championship is just a cool, as the journalist, I think in all of us, I'm like, your content kind of speaks for itself the next week, right. Especially if A&M is to win on both sides this week. Even if it's not them winning a national championship on football yet, it's still a win.
Yeah.
Plus, you think about the money that comes in.
And it's always a good day. And it's always a good day when Nebraska loses. That's always a good day. Always a good day. Colorado fans are loving the fact that Nebraska lost. Let's be honest.
They're just so. I don't support some of the Nebraska's players. I don't support the way they have covered things up in the past, and it gets a little sketchy on the volleyball side.
Oh, yeah.
I don't support underage drinking, but You got to admit they're pretty talented on the court. And I say that as someone
Yeah.
that's never played volleyball in my life and had to learn because I got an internship that I somehow convinced them to give me. Not quite sure why
Right.
JJ Van Neal thought her, but now I'm obsessed. Got the itch.
Right.
I've heard once you get the volleyball itch, you can't get it away.
Yeah, and the volleyball world right now, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the volleyball world. Metro State out of the RMAC also just won the national championship, their first in program history. And
Really?
Metro State's been a force to be reckoned with in the volleyball world at the D2 level. Yeah, they get to like the Elite Eight, Final Four, and they just forget how to play. This year, they just ran everybody out of the building pretty much.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
So that was announced, or that concluded last week, I think. D2.
Yeah. D2 finishes up during Sweet 16.
Right. Yeah. So Metro State getting that one. I got a bunch of friends that either went to or go to Metro State, so they were pretty.
Where's it at?
Metro State, downtown Denver. So Metropolitan State University, Denver, and they're 4 minutes from Coors Field, 4 minutes from Mile High, and about 5 minutes from the Pepsi or Ball Arena, whatever it's called nowadays.
Oh, it's kind of sick. That's a sick location.
And they have, like, when you play in their outfield for baseball, because I played in the outfield there, you can see Mile High in the background. And then if you look to your right, you can see Coors. And then if you look to your left, you can see the Pepsi or Ball Arena, whatever it's called nowadays. Yeah. It'll always be the Pepsi Center to me, but, whatever. So, yeah, is what it is. But, yeah, it's a great location. They produce sports media majors. They produce them like no other.
I mean, how do you not? It's like
literally.
It's like going to school at ASU, right? Like going to Cronkite, where it's like, how do you not when you have every chance around you?
Right. And like Gary Streisky of ESPN is a Metro State grad. And he's a local Colorado guy. Yeah, he's a Metro State grad. Went to Metro, graduated from Metro. He's a Colorado guy. So seeing the things he's doing up there is awesome. So
I had
Metro.
no idea it was such a and you would never think about it. Like
right. And downtown Denver's expensive, but if you can cut it, you can cut it. You know what I mean?
Is it private or public?
It's public. It's just downtown Denver's expensive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on.
Denver as a whole is expensive. No. I mean, if I had the opportunity, yes, but
yes,
no.
But it's a city. It's like living in downtown Phoenix, downtown
anywhere,
LA.
any big city.
Scary.
Yeah, any big city is freaking.
That's why I live in Tucson and you live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
New Mexico, but yeah, that works too.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'll live in Las Vegas, Nevada. That works too. We'll go with that.
So sorry.
I go to a school in New Mexico, but I live in Nevada. Yes.
Hey, you might, for all we know.
At this point, let's just say
nothing would faze me.
Let's say Vanderbilt. That's where I want to be next year.
Yeah, start putting it out into the universe now.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
I can't say where I want to be next year.
Nashville. I want to be in Nashville next year. Yes. Anywho. Nashville. I would go back tomorrow if you let me.
Both of us living in small towns wanting to get out. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm like, convince me to like my job. Doesn't happen.
Yeah. Lindsay, the holidays are around the corner. What are those?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
I mean, I say that so dramatic as I'm heading home tomorrow. And like,
I head home Sunday, so like
right, like the longest time I've been home in years, probably.
Right.
But I mean, it's just so interesting. Like I was talking today, like my mom was like, "What's your schedule while you're home? Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I have to work." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "But I still have to." And like mine's different because we're not in season, but like as a social media manager, I still have to post. Right. Like people think like, "Oh, I don't know who they think makes the Christmas posts," because it's me. Yeah. And it's like everyone will say like, "Oh, just schedule it." 1,000%. You can't schedule if you do a collab. You can't post your story. Like if I schedule, I still have to go post the story. I still have to go like and engage in the comments and wish other people. Like it's a job. It's a full-time job.
Oh yeah.
There is no we're doing season of giving right now. I
Yeah,
have
we're in
6
that
days of
too.
6 days of giveaways every day at 9 a.m. A graphic has to go out and the website has to be updated. I have to check the forums, make sure I'm getting enough. I got my dad submitting giveaway entry forms for a Raising Cane's basket today. And I'm like, what are you doing,
You
sir?
want some canes?
He's like, I'm supporting you. How are you getting this basket home? Because it ain't fitting in my suitcase. I'll tell you that right now. Like, he's like, oh, you can't bring it home with you for the holiday? No, I can't.
No.
But I mean, like, it's so hard. Like, like, right? We're trying to schedule this tonight. And I was like, I could do it tomorrow morning before I leave. And you were like, can't. And then it's like, I can't do it this day. And you're like, I can't do it this day. And it's like, you would think the slowest time of the year, everyone else is slowing down, except sports people.
Yep. And we're lucky at the D2 level. They don't have anything over Christmas. They don't have anything over the New Year break. Like, we have a game like 2 days after New Year's, but we're on the road, so I don't have to worry about it. Thank you.
Those other poor SIDs.
Right, but like, this is the shortest time I've been home ever for break.
Really?
It is, but yet I'm still working. Like, I'm doing other things. I'm writing articles, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, or da 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 da. When I come back in January, I come back January 6th. So I go home on Sunday and I come back January 6th. So I got like maybe 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine with me. I'm okay with that.
Me too.
But we come back on that Thursday. So I come back on I think a Tuesday. That Thursday we have basketball doubleheader because we play men's, women's at the D2 level. So your men's and women's teams travel together. Then you play women's, men's.
That's crazy.
And then we turn around. We're off on Friday, but I'm going to a hockey game. So whatever. Still working, technically. I mean, I'm working, but I'm not working, by the way. Anyway, point is, going to a hockey game. And then Saturday, doubleheader, basketball. And then Sunday, a tri-dual for wrestling. And then classes start. Now, I'm lucky. I got 2 classes the first half of the semester, 2 classes second half, all online. So I'm chilling.
You're doing nothing. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, so I'm chilling. But like those that have to do class, rest in peace.
I just had someone I just hired, which just makes me sound really like cool. I just hired an intern the other day and for myself. And he was like, do you miss finals? And I was like,
no.
Is that a trick question?
No.
I was like, no.
Not at all.
And he's like, I just forget that you're not young. He's just like, I just forget that you're old. Well, I'm 24. Let's back it up. And he's like, but you're at a school, you have your master's. I said, you can't climb yourself out of that. So I would just stop. But I mean, it is so crazy. Like, I kind of miss how busy you are. And like, I loved working basketball, and like, we're a different kind of busy. Like, I leave tomorrow. I have work I have to do all the way through the week. I got a call at 10 a.m. this morning from our head coach being like, hey, when I'm recruiting, I want to have a video to send out to guys. I'm like, great. I'll send along something to an intern, get some footage out. January 2nd work? Oh, no. Next Tuesday work?
Oh.
You mean my intern that's away on holiday, so now who's doing it? Me. Which is part of my job. Love it. Bro. What?
Yeah.
He's on vacation. And then I'm like, dude.
Right.
Like,
and like we have, so like tomorrow, my mom's flying into town. She's gonna hang out with me. We're gonna drive back to Colorado together because I like having my car and I need my car in Colorado. And we are going to a hockey game tomorrow as well. However, our women's basketball team plays at 1 p.m. So I'm taking my work laptop into Fuddruckers, which is a great burger place, by the way. If you don't know what that is, I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna be writing a post-game story in Fuddruckers. That's what we have to do.
Yeah. I mean, there's a picture of me somewhere where I was at my sister's college graduation in Oregon, taking her senior photos at Oregon State, sitting in the middle of their campus quad, editing a halftime score graphic for our men's and women's soccer team.
Right.
And it's like, or I was sitting at her graduation dinner, live tweeting the game. And she's like, everyone's like, what are you doing? No one else is going to do it.
Exactly.
Who else is going to do it? How else do you guys think this happens?
Right.
Like, it's not just
poof. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we come back. I'll be back here January 3rd. We're back in office the 5th. And we come back and automatically get into, we host preseason. So like USL 1 MLS teams will come here, train.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a gated match. And that's like our big thing that happens like February to March. And then after that, we're launching our charitable foundation and then hosting a golf tournament. And then we're starting our season, and like it's full steam ahead from April until August. And it's like,
oh, 100%.
Wait, like I really enjoyed this kind of like downtime I was having. Like what, but it's also like what downtime? Because like, how do you have downtime when it's 24/7? Like I went back to my intern, like I was like, you are welcome to Slack me any time of day. And he was like, do you have work hours? And I was like, I won't respond after like 11 p.m. and I won't respond before 6 a.m. But like, I'll see it. I'll read it. I'll get you an answer by the time I respond. I was like, but I work 24/7.
Right.
And everyone like is like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, is it funny?
Yeah. I mean, it's a fact. Like we work 24 hours a day. I mean, we're always, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's like, yeah,
and you have to.
And you got to. I mean, and even like, though I'm not doing anything for Highlands during this time, we're still like, I'm still like, because I'm in the stage, like, I got called unk the other day at the bar, so we're just gonna ignore that for a minute. But like,
what are you, 22?
Yeah, I was like, bruh, just because I've been here for 4 years doesn't mean I'm unk. Damn. All right, whatever. But like, I'm kind of trying to build like a portfolio this year. Like that's what my boss and I agreed on. We're building a portfolio for you this year. Like, let's get it going, right? Okay, great. That's awesome. But so that also pertains to like, I gotta do video. Like I gotta do video or I gotta write or I gotta, like the biggest thing when it comes to writing is always write. Any little thing, every little thing, write. And so like, yeah, that's awesome. So I'm keeping up with head coaching changes. I'm keeping up with transfer portal. And like, we've got guys here at Highlands that are in the transfer portal. So like, I'm keeping up with them too. Cause it's like, I got to know when y'all boys bounce, like I got to know, all right, we need a running back. Like right now we need a running back. Our running back just was named All-American. He's going to be probably a great running back at the Division I level. Like I need to know when he leaves so that I'm like, okay, what are we targeting in the portal? And, so it's like, even if you're not working for a certain school or you're not working for a certain outlet of media, a news station, a writing company or whatever, you're still working because you still have to keep up with everything. I think I mentioned this last time I was talking to somebody when the whole Lane Kiffin dilemma was going on. And I was like, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on whatever, trying to figure out where that Lane Kiffin's going.
It's not even about like what I think people like misconstrue. It's like, it's not about being the one that has the knowledge first. It's about being the one that's the most informed.
Right.
Because that's what sets you apart.
Right. And obviously the Lane Kiffin dilemma was basically between the two states of Mississippi and Louisiana. And I'm in New Mexico. And they were like, so why are you worried about something that's happening in Louisiana if you're in New Mexico? I'm like,
why are you not?
Well, I mean, she wasn't into sports, so that could have been problem number one. But like, we'll deal with that later. But like, it's part of my job. You know, if
Yeah.
I want to get a job at a media outlet, I got to be like, hey, you know, I was in on this Lane Kiffin stuff. Like, I knew this, I knew this, I knew that. Like,
Well, and you gotta
it's
be able
just
to,
how it is.
you gotta be able to. I think it's just about like being informed. Like, if we were having a conversation and I was like, what do you mean, like Lane Kiffin? It's not like, oh, she's a bad sports journalist. It's just like part of like my daily routine is like checking Twitter for news that goes on. Like, I don't check ESPN as often just because I don't think it's like, I like to know more about like what the people are thinking about a big decision. Like, everyone can read the same stuff on ESPN, but it's like what I think is cool about like Twitter and stuff, like from our perspective, is like the things you like or what, you know, like will bring
Right.
things up. And it's like you could see a tweet with this crazy outlandish opinion that only 70 other people have seen, and you could be the one that ties that into one of your opinions, and it could just set everything completely off. Like, you know, it could
Right.
just blow everything up. And it's just like having that mindset of like being proactive with everything is what sets a good journalist and a great journalist, I think, apart. And we're all trying to be great. So
yeah. And you know, like, I follow a lot of insiders more so than I do like, you know, just kind of random journalists. Like, I follow a lot of college insiders, like, you know, the Pete Thamels of the world, or like insiders for certain programs, you know, Colorado's. I was following LSU's for a while. I follow UNM's, like, you know, so it's stuff like that. But it's like, you know, those guys are going to have the scoop before anybody else does. You know, so it's like follow those type of people. Learn that they're like, if you see something that you like from a person, do what they do. You know, post similar tweets, you know. And is it sometimes the best practice? Maybe not. You know, maybe what Pete Thamel does doesn't work for you. That's fine. But yeah, during the holidays, it's like, oh, it's not only is it the busiest time of year for shopping and gifts and New Year's
But it's the transfer portal, it's crossover season, it's bowl games, it's
and
tournaments,
like
it's everything.
I've really gotten into recently over the past probably 3-4 years, I guess, into the WNBA. So I'm really interested in the WNBA. I don't know why. I think basketball, WNBA just really appeals to me.
Interesting.
And like Unrivaled, which is like the off-season
league kind of ish.
Yeah, for the WNBA, it starts in January. So I'm sitting here like it's 3-on-3s. I'm like, you know, you're gonna see like Paige Beckers is on a team with Cameron Brink. You're gonna see players like those type of, you know, Sabrina Ionescu, those type of players, and you're like, yeah, I want to see. These are players that don't normally get to play together. They get to play together. Kind of like the
kind of stuff that's like just niche enough to have an inside eye on that will kind of set you apart when people look at,
right.
You know, I've never had anyone be like, I was always told that all of your social media should always be like a job is constantly looking at it. Right. And so it's like, that's the kind of thing though that you want to have posted, you want to have out, because it's like, you don't know which job you applied for is looking for someone that can kind of just tweet offhandedly or live tweet through games. And it's like watching people tweet opinions, stuff like that. And it's like just niche enough where they might not have someone that's interested in this and they need it. And it's like, okay, let's bring you on.
Right.
Like,
I did a writing internship last fall, pretty much. And they, you know, when they interviewed me, they asked, hey, so what do you want to write about? And I was like, well, college football. And they're like, oh, thank
everyone
God.
Does.
No.
Oh, really?
Everybody wanted to write about the NFL or the NBA. So when I said college football, they were like, oh, thank you. I was like, yeah, I'm here for it. So I was writing college football stories. I was writing 2 to 3 a week on top of doing school, on top of doing my job.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like to be busy because then I'm never bored. Like this whole week, my roommate left on Saturday. I cannot tell you how many docuseries I've watched. I've watched too many docuseries because we haven't had anything. I go into the office, I write my story. Okay, I'm done for the week almost. Okay, I'm on Twitter doing this, I'm on Twitter doing that. If I have something to do, I got something to do. I ain't got to worry about, okay, what docuseries am I going to watch tonight? Oh, okay. Well, I haven't watched the Taylor Swift one, I guess, because I'm bored out of my mind. I guess I'll watch that.
It is so good.
It actually is really
so
good. Come at me. I'm a Swiftie. I'm here for it. Come at me.
Lover.
I'm right here.
Lover.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
But what a great way to.
What?
No, I was gonna say, what a great way to spend your day watching Taylor Swift docuseries.
Hey, Taylor Swift's docuseries. I gotta watch the final show, but I want to watch the docuseries, then watch the final show.
Oh, you have to watch the docuseries. The docuseries is so good so far. Only 2 episodes are out. I didn't watch the final show because watching live concerts just doesn't do it for me. I went to one of her concerts and it was fantastic. I don't need to watch it again. Hot take. Sorry, everyone.
I'm very sad.
People singing in theaters also freaks me out.
I've really wanted to go to one. Like, come at me because I'm a Taylor Swift guy. But I'm here for it.
I went pre-Travis.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
She was still
total tangent here. Did you watch the New Heights when she was on there?
Of course. It took me 3 days to get through it. It was so long.
I watched it on my drive back to school. So I was able to get through it the whole day. But the stuff I learned, like the whole Masters thing, I did not know anything about that.
I think it's just so interesting. I mean, and it's really interesting too. Something that I've enjoyed seeing is how much I feel like she is like what she does is niche to a certain degree, right? And so you watch Travis Kelce be so into it and really learn all about what she's doing, and I'm just that's truly what at the end of the day everyone wants.
Yep.
I just think she's so interesting. I think she's just a super successful person that is also really humble and really just about the people that have always supported her. And I just think you look at, I think especially being a woman in sports, yes, we have role models and there's great people that have done great things and great women that have done amazing things. But it's when you look at someone, it's how to be what you want your legacy to be. I think a lot of this upcoming generation is looking more towards it doesn't have to be in your field. It has to be, and you just look towards people like Taylor Swift that are just
right.
Incredible. It's you're that's what you want your legacy to be. Once you watch the docuseries, I'll tell you about what I mean. But it's just, I just think it's incredible. And I think about the legacy I want to leave. And it's if people talk about me in half the way they talk about the way she treats people, then it's okay, success. Yes, do I want to be the next Vince Scully? Yeah, 1,000%. But if they compare me to Taylor Swift instead of it, that's okay too.
Right. I've always looked at there's 3 people more than 3, but there's 3 main ones when I look at speaking of which, the Stuart Scott ESPN 30 for 30, if you haven't watched that, have tissues on hand. That man was my childhood. I cried a lot. But I look at there's certain people out there that are doing the media business or the sports media business world right.
Yeah.
When you look at sports and you look at talks people, the one person that jumps out, of course, is Dan Patrick. Leaving the mothership to go do what he does and being so successful. I'm trying to be like Dan Patrick, right? Then there's, and this is going to be a hot take, controversial take, whatever you want to take. Nick Cannon, the way he runs his media, his recording label, and then the Wild and Out shows, which have been canceled so many times, and then he was the host of America's Got Talent, and then he was the host. Now he's the host of the Masked Singer TV show, which I'm a fan of. Love that show.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, love that show. Love that show. Love that show. It's coming back, thank God. But and then you've got And then another guy, just the way he's genuinely himself, and a lot of people don't like him, and I understand why. But like Pat McAfee, I mean, here's a guy who is a punter, right? And like I said, a lot of people don't like him. I fuck with Pat. I fuck with Pat. But like to take his talk show that was just like they were bored, and now it's one of the biggest ESPN things there are. Like there's people that are doing it right, and you're like, I gotta, I try to, okay, let's see what I can do, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just crazy to see stuff like that. And like Elle Duncan just left Sports Center.
Mm-hmm.
Elle Duncan was another huge part of my childhood, which is awesome. And she's headed to Netflix, and Netflix is like, hey, we've got to figure this out. We got to have some sports talk. We got to get sports anchors. So like, it's just so interesting how the sports media business worlds, how much they intertwine. And love it or hate it, Taylor Swift did a lot of good for the NFL.
1,000%. And I think, yeah. I mean, going off what you said, right? Like there's people that do it right, and there's people that you're kind of like, And I think we all aim to be the ones to do it right, and doing it right is your own definition of what is right and what is wrong. But there's just people that are, so humble, so you do what we do because you love it. You don't do it because it's cool. You don't do it because it makes you famous or you make a lot of money. It's because when they ask you what you want to be when you grow up, you say a journalist, or you say I want to be on TV, or you say like that's why they do it. And it's like fulfilling that like childhood dream in you every day. And I think that's what is the difference between good and great. Yeah. And I think our business has grown so much. I mean, people ask me who I look up to. I don't say there's not a woman I necessarily am like, I want to be like them. But that's also because I have hundreds of years of men to look back on of who, the greats, and that's who you look to, right? I'm not looking at the last 20 years. I'm looking at the last 40, 50 years. But then seeing like, I think what other women are doing today to move the sport line down, whether it's the girl dad movement with Kobe, or whether it's Taylor Swift and the increase in viewers and girls watching football. And I think what's cool is that's what got them into it. But they stayed because they enjoyed it. They stayed because whether it's time with your dad, or you wanted to learn, or you found a passion for what we do, and you saw someone that looked like you on the sidelines, and you're like, oh, I could do that. I want to keep watching and learn, and XYZ. That's what's going to change, I think, it all for everyone, is like continually having people that just make it where you look at the screen and you see people like you, and that makes the dream believable. And then that keeps pushing the divide like further and further down.
Absolutely. Like, and I get asked, because I graduate in May, I get asked at least 3 times a week minimum, what are you going to do when you're done? I don't know. But, my goal has always been ESPN. That's just what it's always been. And, Lee Corso was a big part in that. Chris Fowler was a big part in that. But for me, it's like, if I become the voice of a team, I would be content with that. I would be content with that, because I'm getting to do the broadcast and stuff that I've always wanted to do as a kid. And yeah, maybe I become, that college town famous or whatever, that sports team famous, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't do this shit for the lights. I don't do that. That's just not who I am. And like here in Vegas, like I'm on the radio almost 3 times a week minimum. I do a Highlands radio show for 30 minutes on Thursdays in the afternoon. Then I do the local radio country music station here. And I do that. I try to do that twice a week. And I have people coming up to me at Walmart or even at Highlands games now. And they're like, "Hey, we heard about you on the radio station when you were doing country, and we had to just see who this guy is." And people will come up to me, "Oh, you're that guy. You're the guy that wears the cowboy hat at Highlands games." Yes, that's me. I wear a big old black cowboy hat. It's hard to miss.
Surprised he's not wearing it tonight, everyone.
I thought about it, but then I was like, I really don't want to right now. But like, it's things like that that's why we do it, is because we want people to care about something as much as we do.
I think, just to, tie it up and let our people leave, I hear it all the time. Like, obviously I'm living in Tucson working for a semi-pro soccer team. It's not the end goal, right? It's a stop in wherever the end goal is. But people are like, do you and I'm like, I'm 24 years old working for a semi-pro soccer team, completely in charge of all social digital media that goes out. I'm sorry. Like that is the goal. And why I do it, you're never going to go straight to the top. That's an unrealistic, unheard of thing.
Right.
I do it because I love it. It doesn't matter the level. It doesn't matter where it's at. It's
right.
Working in sports is what I love to do. It's, just like you said, like I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers the other day, and we got into like this deep conversation, but he goes, for what it's worth, he was like, I go home every night and I hear my wife talk about how much she loves this post you did, or how much she really liked this post you did, or I'm giving the head coach of our team's son golf lessons right now. And on Sunday they were like, hey, we're going to go to Top Golf. Will you come and help Luca? And I was like, of course. We end up sitting down, having dinner, spending 3 hours with this family of 4, right? They're 8 years older than me. Like, they're not even, and it was like, that's why you do it. You do it for the people, you do it for like the sport, the love of sports, the love of working in athletics. And because of the difference you're making in people's lives, like whether it's they see an Instagram post and they love it and it like kind of makes them smile, or the fact that I'm teaching a 4-year-old how to play golf, like chances he wouldn't have had if they hadn't met me, like things might not have clicked at that time. It's just like, that's why you do it.
Right.
You don't do it to be famous. You don't do it to be rich. I mean, like all of that, like, yeah, sure, I'd love it. But it's not why you do it. That's not like, and people all the time ask me even my parents would be like, you could go do social media here. And I'm like,
that's not the same.
I could.
It's not the same.
But I didn't work this hard to not work in sports.
Right.
It's a different kind of breed.
It is.
And it's amazing, and we love it, clearly.
Yeah, and we'll leave the people with this quote. I love this quote. If you love what you do for your job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Cheesy.
It is, but it's also true.
So true.
So make sure you guys follow us on the social medias. Lindsay and I's Instagram is in the top right corner. The X is right next to it. The YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube is right there as well. I promise I'm working on getting an RSS feed so that we can put it on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and Spotify. I'm working on it. I gotta make sure I can do a couple things with it. So we're working on it, but we will get it up there. Lindsay, what you got? Wrap us up.
If you love your job, you never work a day in your life. Jason and I will be working every day for the rest of our lives, doing what we love. So stay tuned, follow along, and we will see you guys next week.
Sounds good.